You can escape from the world of fear you see by giving up attack thoughts. You can escape from the world you see by giving up attack thoughts. You can escape from the world you see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up a couple of minutes. Let's go. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. You know, people go to other gatherings, wonderful kirtans, and they sing stuff that they don't know what the hell they're singing. I've been there, I love it. And they sing it with so much passion, so much feeling. Let's pretend we're having a chorus time. And we go, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Now breathe. One more time, let's go. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Now, this idea for today contains the only way out of fear that will ever work. But you have to remember one thing. You need not believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. I'll say that again. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. And some of the ideas you will find hard to believe. But none of this will matter. You're not asked to judge it, analyze it at all. Do you know the use of the ideas will give the ideas meaning to you? If you use the friggin' ideas, you'll find that the ideas will have meaning for you, and the ideas will show you that the ideas are true. The ideas will show you that the ideas are true. If you use it, you will see that the ideas are true. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Okay, you can go now. That's it. Okay, that's going to be lesson 23 in the Course in Miracles workbook. So if you have a lot of fear and a lot of frustration, anger, depression, any kind of unhappiness in your life right now, this lesson is for you. And I know you might have a hard time finding that, some area that you may be feeling that way in. But we're going to go through that lesson together. I'm going to go through the paragraph, then I'm going to share what it said, then I'm going to go through the next one and throw it open for conversation. Try to remember that you're not here by accident today, that there are no accidents. So if you're here, there might be something that we all need to hear. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. You can substitute, I can escape from this relationship that's driving me crazy by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from this job that's driving me insane by giving up attack thoughts. I can give up whatever causes me any kind of lack of peace by giving up attack thoughts. So it says the idea for today contains the only way out of fear that will ever succeed. Nothing else will work. Everything else is meaningless. This way cannot fail. Every thought you have makes up some segment of the world you see. The world you see is made up of every thought you have. Every thought you have is making up some segment of the world you see. So any segment of the world you see is coming from your thoughts, because it's your thoughts that's giving the meaning to everything that you see. So everything that you see, you're making it up because you're the one that's giving it the meaning, whatever it is. So it's your thoughts that make up any segment of the world you see. If you see attack in the world, you have attack thoughts. If you see jealousy in the world, you have jealous thoughts. If you see insecurity, pain, fear, anything, joy, abundance, happiness, all of those are in your perception because you have some segment of your mind that thinks that way. Everything you see in the outer is a reflection of something that's going on in your inner mind. Everything you see in the outer is a reflection of something that's going on in your mind. Everything you see in the outer is coming from your consciousness. Your thoughts determine the world you see. Wonderful, isn't it?
Good, yeah.
That's great news, isn't it?
Yes.
Your financial situation is made up of your thought. Your relationships are a reflection of your thought. Your body, everything you see reflects some segment of your mind. Now you see why I said you need not believe it, you need not accept it, you need not welcome it. But just because I don't like something doesn't make it not true. Just because I don't agree with something doesn't mean it's not true. Just because I don't believe it doesn't mean it's not true. So every thought I have makes up some segment of the world I see. So it's with your thoughts that we must work. It's with your thoughts that we must work. If your perception of the world is going to be changed, if the relationship that you see is going to be changed, if the situation that you're dealing with is going to be changed, we have to start with whose thoughts? My thoughts, your thoughts, right? So the first paragraph made 3 or 4 good points. This idea that I can escape from whatever's making me mad, upsetting me, frightening me, I can escape from it by giving up my own attack thoughts, that will work. Nothing else will work. If you make your happiness dependent on changing everything outside of yourself and everybody outside of yourself, then you set up a situation in which you will never be happy. And that's the way most people do it. They do it with, if you change, I'd be happy. If you acted different, I'd be happy. If you didn't do what you were doing, I'd be happy. That will not work. It just makes you a control freak. It just makes you a control freak. Okay, that people won't want to see you coming. Because you're a control freak. Okay, you just got scripts for everybody, right? Then the course says, every thought you have makes up some segment of the world you see. So it's my thoughts I must work with. If my perception of the world is going to be changed, if my perception of this person is going to be changed, if my perception is going to be changed, I got to start with me. Any questions about the first paragraph? Everybody, you don't have to agree with it, but you understand what it's saying. Okay. So if the cause of the world you see is attack thoughts, then you must learn that it's these friggin' thoughts you don't want. If the world that I see that's upsetting me, if the world that I see that's upsetting me, if the world that I see that's upsetting me is coming from my thoughts of attack, then it's these thoughts I don't want. It's hard for people to believe that they are constantly meeting people who attack them, are upset with them, are going off with them, and they do not understand that they are actually drawing this to them. They are creating it through their own consciousness, their own vibration, and their own thoughts. So if you're a person all day long, it seems like you're a nice person, that crappy people are always showing up in your life. You have some crappy people thoughts. Okay, you're full of them. But you just think you're the nice person and everybody else has the problem. Okay? Hate to break it to you. All right? There's no separation between cause and effect. There's no separation between cause and effect. If you see the effect, you are the cause in your consciousness. What you're seeing. There's no separation between cause and effect. And it's okay if you resist some of the things that I say, because we come here to hear something new and different, and new means different, so I'm going to say something different if we really want to hear something new. And even if it's not new to us, we know we need to hear it over and over again, because we don't do it consistently yet. So if you've heard this before, then great that you're hearing it again. I'm proud that you're willing to hear it again. And if you haven't heard it before, you're about to be saved. You're about to see your reality change.
Hallelujah.
I love how people think that they can see something and hear something every now and then, and it's going to affect their consciousness and change their life. They drown themselves and surround themselves with negative, fearful thoughts and people all day, think they're going to hear a couple of positive thoughts, maybe on a Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock, not repeat it to themselves, not surround themselves with people who are thinking differently, and all of a sudden their whole reality is just going to shift. What's amazing is you can, in a sense, put that little time in your own transformation and still see some results, because that's the power of the truth. It's so powerful that even if you kind of mess around with it, you'll start to see some changes. What would happen if you were committed to changing your mind, that was actually something that you were doing every day as a spiritual practice? Could you imagine the transformation you would have in your reality if just toying around with these ideas seemed to make such a difference? If you really started this new year off with, I'm making a commitment to my joy, my happiness, and my transformation. That's what I'm doing. I want to take it to another level this year. This is my year of fun and adventure. So I decided I was going to pretend like everything this was teaching is the truth. I was going to live my life. I was going to pretend like everything this is saying is true. That's how I'm going to live my life this year. Not analyzing it, not fighting it. I'm just going to pretend I really am totally innocent. I'm completely unlimited. That I am the holy child of God. That I'm not a victim of the world I see. That I do deserve to be happy. That I'm more than my body. That I am connected to everyone. That I can hear the Holy Spirit's guidance. I'm not going to argue with these concepts this year. I'm going to pretend they're true. And see what I've been doing that. And I can't tell you how many incredible, I had so much good stuff happen to me just since I started practicing that I tried to get sick. Just to restore balance to my universe. And then the truth came through for that. Where sickness is a defense against the truth. It's just something you're trying to do to prove to yourself that none of this is true. So even if you're sick, I'm going to use that for your own best interest. I tell you. So the Course says, if the cause of the world that you see is attack thoughts, you must learn that it's these thoughts which you don't want. There is no point in lamenting the world. Or you could say, fill in the blank. There's no point in lamenting your relationship. There's no point in lamenting your financial situation. There's no point in lamenting your depression. There's no point in lamenting your loneliness. There is no point in trying to change the world. All you activists out there, you ought to be shuddering in your pants. Because it didn't say you should not continue to be an activist.
Right.
It said there was no point in trying to change the world. It didn't say there was no point in you trying to be an example of love and peace and joy and consciousness and caring. I didn't say that. It said there's no point in trying to change your mate. There's no point in trying to change your child. There's no point in trying to change the world. He says because it's incapable of change. Why? Because it's merely an effect. Let me give you an example. There's no point in me trying to change the reflection in the mirror. By working on the mirror, right?
Right.
What's the cause of the reflection?
You.
Rick, so if I change the color of my shirt, would the mirror automatically reflect that?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Y'all get the point? So when you go out here and you're all ready to change everything, to change everybody, that's just like me saying, mirror, get me a green shirt. What's the problem here? I know, I'll go stand in front of another mirror. Relationship, give me the love I deserve. Okay, I'll just go get me another relationship. Notice I didn't change nothing about me. I just decided to change mirrors. And I've been I had a lot of mirrors. I had some hot mirrors, let me tell you. I'm proud of the mirrors I've had. Some joyful mirrors. Till I broke the mirror and had 7 years bad luck. You ever broke your mirror?
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when it happens? Oh God! See, if you have to keep a sense of humor to hear just how screwed up you are. Because without a sense of humor, you'll take it personal. And I realize there's nothing wrong with you. You're not insane. We just learned insane things, insane lessons, insane beliefs, thoughts, truths. Because from the moment you were born, somebody was describing the world to you, telling you what everything meant, what the rules are, what's love, what's not, what's God's will, who God is, what the truth. So when you get to the point that you can make all those descriptions without anybody's help, that's when you call yourself an adult and a member of society. When you're capable of making all the wrong interpretations on your own, now you're a member of society. Now when you're repeating the concepts that are not true, yes, somebody's doing it to me. Yes, I'm just a body. Yes, I'm a victim. Yes, I'm just a black dude named Earl. See, when I start using the interpretations that I was given on my own, then I'm a member of society. But it doesn't make it true. Just because a lot of people believe something doesn't make it true. I'm sure the person who thought the world was round had serious problems when everybody else thought it was flat. So don't give up on your beliefs that you know are true for you just because your friends and relatives and people around you don't agree with you. Just take a look at their experience. Are they joyful? Are they happy? Are they giving? Are they sharing? Are they open-minded? Are they kind? Are their relationships working? Do they feel abundant? Don't take advice from somebody that's not exemplifying the thing that they're trying to tell you to do.
Right.
The most miserable people that you know will be trying to tell you how to have your relationship. You know what I'm saying? People who are totally broke will be trying to tell you what to do with your money. People who haven't had sex in 1,000 years will be trying to tell you how to have sexual joy. All right? Okay? Consider the source. So I'm not saying I perfected what I'm teaching, but I didn't make it up. I'm passing on a message that's different. That's different. I can talk about abundance not because I am ridiculously rich. Actually. I'm a love billionaire. I'm a truth billionaire.
True that.
You know, everything that's real, I have an abundance of. Everything that's valuable, I have in my life. Everything that's real is surrounding me. So much so that I have to just work every day on how much more can I allow myself to have. It's coming at me so hard now, I don't know what to do with it because I've been working on this stuff for 40 years. This is my 40th anniversary of getting on my spiritual path this year. You know, my father made his transition, came to me in a dream, said, hey brother, you got to stay here for a while. You got some things to learn. I'm doing fine. And then right after that, I discovered astrology, which eventually got me on my spiritual path that led me to being here today. So that's why I don't judge how people get turned on to the truth. Everybody's got their own way of being turned on. Right?
Right.
Yeah. And you're the one who determines what turns you on. And you're the one who determines who turns you on. That's why I could touch you on your shoulder and it might repulse you. And someone else could touch you on your shoulder and you go, oh, don't stop. They both, I touch you, they touched you. They're doing the same physical thing. Why didn't you just respond to me the way you respond to him? The meaning you give me, the meaning you give him. Everybody could turn you on if you realize you turn yourself on. That you've never felt anything but your own turn on. You just let somebody else be the catalyst for it. You didn't even need them to be turned on. Some of y'all know that on a regular basis. It cut way down on the drama. The other person is the problem. Amen. It's all right. So if you're going to turn yourself on by somebody, at least let them be someone that you enjoy. Right? Right. And then it says there's no point in trying to change the world. It's incapable of change because it's merely an effect. But there is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about the world. There is a point in changing your thoughts about that person. There is a point in changing your thoughts about the financial situation. There is a point in changing your mind about your job, about your career, about your spiritual awareness. It says here you are changing the cause. When you're changing your thoughts, the effect will change automatically. The effect will change automatically. See, once I become more loving in my heart and mind, my world will automatically become more loving. As long as I'm projecting, blaming, and getting upset with everybody all day, I'll continue to meet that. The effect, you don't have to worry about the result in the physical world if you change the cause. Any questions about that paragraph? Anything that needs to be clarified, or just an aha, or just something someone wants to share? Anybody noticing a pattern here in this?
Yes.
Don't you just hate it? It's making me responsible for my happiness. How dare you? That's the whole purpose of everybody else, is to make me happy. That's why I call it my fantasy about you. Have you noticed that you tend not to fantasize about what you can do for somebody? I never noticed that, but most people's fantasies are never about what can I do to, very some of your friends call up and say, what can I do to make your day just wonderful and joyous and exciting and passionate today? It's usually, you know what? I'm the one that needs the stroke. I want you to make me feel better. I want you to say something to me that makes my life better. So let's get together. You are here to make me happy. That is your function. And if I single you out as the one that should do it 100% of the time, then you're the one I'm attracted to for a special love relationship. You're the one that's your assignment. And polyamory just means I want a lot of people to do it. And it also means I have strong masochistic tendencies. One special relationship is a big enough trip. So I'm not knocking it, I'm just saying you gotta be ready. That's all. That's all. Because I've tried it all. Polyamory, monogamy, all the kind of amories. I've done amory. And in the end, everybody reflected my consciousness. It still was a reflection of what I was asking for. That's the beauty of this world being a reflection, because it keeps you from fooling yourself about your own consciousness. Because you will fool yourself. Do you know you will tell yourself anything?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but if you pay attention to your experience without judging it, you'll know exactly what kind of mind you have. And let me tell you, most people think they're ready for the things that they want. But let me tell you, when they start showing up, and it starts showing up consistently and constantly, anything in you that doesn't think you deserve it will come up for you to deal with. So be on the lookout when the good stuff starts to happen. If right after that you don't come up with some stuff to make you unhappy because you couldn't handle it, you couldn't take it. So don't beat yourself up, just increase your capacity to receive. You reached your upper limit. I call it your upper limit. Just as much as you can handle. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I was a giant and I started to grow, sooner or later I would hit the ceiling, would I not? That would be my upper limit. So for me to receive more, I'd have to go through the roof, right? So that's what you do. When you feel like you've reached your upper limit, that means stuff has been happening really good and you can tell the part of you feels like it can't take it anymore and it starts to want to self-sabotage. Visualize yourself up against a ceiling and then visualize yourself opening it up and taking the roof off. Just as a visualization. Very psychic transformation takes place through visualization. So see yourself taking the roof off the mother sucker. Take the roof off the sucker. Take the roof off the mother. Take the roof off the sucker. You know what I'm saying? All right? Then it says, the world you see. Now, this sounds very positive. I want y'all to hear this. The world you see is a vengeful world. And everything in it is a symbol of vengeance. Each of your perceptions of external reality is a pictorial representation of your own attack thoughts. Each of your perceptions of what you see is outside is a pictorial representation of your own thoughts of attack. One can well ask if this can be called seeing. Is not fantasy a better word for such a process? And hallucination a more appropriate term for the result? In other words, if I'm only seeing in you what I project about you, am I seeing you? No, I'm just seeing a fantasy about you. I'm having a hallucination about you. Most of us aren't seeing anyone that we're with. We're seeing the pictorial representations of our thoughts. So I project on you what I think you are, what I think you're thinking, what I think you're feeling, and I react to it as if it's true. So am I reacting to you, or am I reacting to my pictorials? So most of us are having hallucinations about each other, fantasies about each other. I would assume that some of you at this very moment might be projecting your thoughts on me. What you think I mean, or what I'm saying, or what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? So are you seeing me, or are you seeing your fantasies? And if that's true, what if you're doing it all day long? How can you tell if you're doing it all day long? How can you tell if you're doing it all day long? You're unhappy all day long. Okay, if you're miserable all day long, you are hallucinating all day long. Any questions about that particular?
I have a question about that.
Okay, yes.
If that's the truth, that I'm reacting to my pictorials, why does it all have to be vengeance? Because I'm not seeing you as I'm seeing amazing.
The world that I see, if you see a world that seems to constantly make you unhappy in some way, then that's why the Course calls it vengeance. That's you punishing yourself through your world. So that's vengeance on yourself. So it's not talking about the loving thoughts that you see. It's talking about if you're a person that's walking around all day and your world makes you miserable all day and your relationships make you miserable and everything about your life is making you miserable. He says that's a form of vengeance on yourself. You see, if I'm the creator of my experience and all I'm experiencing is things that I used to make me unhappy, who's being punished? I am. So I'm taking vengeance on myself. So that's what it means when it says what you see is a form of vengeance. I could qualify to say what you see is a form of vengeance is if what you see is constantly something that's taking your peace away and keeping you miserable. Okay, thank you. The Course in Miracles is a trip because it doesn't take any prisoners. It doesn't really care about how we react. because it knows that if you want to get out of a miserable situation, then somebody needs to tell you the truth about what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I've learned over the years, trying to kind of like be really gentle with everybody, it don't really do no good. You don't really do no good. It's either you need to just give it like it is. Some people ready to hear it like it is because they've reached their limit, and some people haven't.
That's right.
And so that's up to you. Some of you are gonna walk right out today and still think your mama did it to you, your father did it to you, your childhood did it to you, your bosses. That's okay. One day you will stop. That's the beauty of it. All of us are gonna wake up. Mm-hmm. I like to use the analogy of popcorn popping in the skillet like they used to do in the old days, right? Even the microwave popcorn. You know, let's imagine that you were popcorn in the skillet that every kernel popped. You might be the last kernel. But you gonna pop. Somebody might pop before you. And when they pop, and you, let's face it, the popcorn doesn't look like the kernel, does it? At all. A caterpillar doesn't look like the butterfly. At all. A tadpole doesn't look like the frog. At all. So what you are and what you are going to be is completely different from how you see yourself right now. You are a super duper juicy caterpillar right now. Just a little caterpillar about 10 to 12 legs walking around. You know what I'm saying? And we are all about somebody telling us, you're a butterfly, you are a butterfly, you are a butterfly, you are a butterfly. And the butterfly can take off from the branch. It doesn't have to like cling to the branch like the caterpillar does. See? And you are the butterflies who right now may be in the caterpillar stage. Can you imagine how the caterpillar trips when it starts to shed and turn into a butterfly and all this, you know. Right now you might be a caterpillar turning into a butterfly and it looks crazy to you. You think your whole world, the caterpillar probably freaking hard. Right? Yeah. And then right on the other side of that, it's like, whoa. Whoa. I'm looking at some caterpillars in here. Telling you may not see your butterfly nest, but I do. I see it before you see it. Sometimes you meet people, right? And you see the peach tree in them. But right now they might be the peach seed. And so you see them and you deal with them as if they're their potential instead of how they are right now, and you hurt yourself. Because you fell in love with what you knew they could be, but you thought it was how they could express themselves right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they be going, no, I'm a seed. You will not be eating this peach today. But I am a future peach. But not today.
For someone else.
Right.
Always.
Okay, let's go to the next one. You ready?
Yes.
Good Lord.
All right. So how many people in here know that they are hallucinating about certain things and certain people? Oh, look around the room. Don't give anybody your text or phone number. That's why we all like each other. We're not in a special relationship with each other. Everybody here looks so innocent to me. I don't have a grievance against a soul in here. And I know nothing about your so-called sins until you tell me. Stop telling people that stuff. They don't need you to give them your story about how horrible you are and everything you've gone through. Don't paint that picture. Don't give them an image of you about all of your lacks. Mm-hmm. Who are you now? Mm-hmm. Who are you wanting to be now? Mm-hmm. That's who you want to show up as. That's why sometimes it's a lot easier to change when you leave everybody you know. I'm serious. You can either spend all your time trying to get everybody you know to change their mind about you, or you can put yourself around new people who don't know you any better than how you're showing up right now. I'm not saying get rid of anybody, because most cases they get rid of you. The ones you no longer serving their needs that you used to serve when you were the way you used to be. And so they don't want to be around you anymore anyway, because you're not taking care of the needs you used to take care of when you were the way you used to be. And they'll drop you. all of a sudden you won't be getting those phone calls you used to get. And it kind of freaks you out. Like, I'm a much nicer person now. Where are all the people? Well, they are now being drawn to somebody the way you used to be. They need somebody to be the way you were. The way you were. All right? So welcome new people this year. Welcome new people this year. And join with the friends that you have who also are trying to go from the caterpillar to the butterfly stage. You know, I'm saying get rid of them. I'm saying the people that you know that you can be yourself with, you need to make sure you invest more time in them this year. And the ones you know that remind you of what you're trying to let go of, let them go.
Right.
Let them go. You don't have to put them out. Just stop investing in relationships that don't serve you. And you want to serve them. It's too simple. You know that there's nothing I've suggested today that you couldn't do today? I would say one thing today that you couldn't do today. That's how you know it's the truth. The truth is always something you can do now. And I like to say, when do spiritual cats want it? Meow. Right now. So I say, when do spiritual cats want it? Meow. I tell you. All right, I'm inviting you all to join me in the desire for a new perception of yourself.
Okay.
I'm asking you to join me and let's become butterflies.
Okay.
Let's have our popcorn pop together. Yes. Yes. Say this year, I'm not going to try to go out and get nobody.
That's right.
I'm going to see who shows up. Because the people who show up are usually the ones who are most compatible with you than the people that you choose.
True that.
You know that from your own experience. I'm attracted to you. I'm going to go the other way. Because I know the history of my pattern of my attractions in the past. The last 5 people I was attracted to was hell on earth, and I'm attracted to you. I'm going to go the other way. Well, I'm so attracted to her, I will never ask for her phone number, ever.
But how do you know who shows up if you're attracted to them versus?
How do you know what?
How do you know if the person who's showing up is the right person?
What I mean is, what I'm saying, if they're showing up, that's a good start. Because that means they have an attraction to you, that they see some value in
so
you.
You're
not going after to get them, right? You know, the women in my life that I've always had the absolute best, most fun, easy relationships have been women we've had a mutual attraction, where they was attracted to me, not the ones I went after. Those were the ones that I wanted to get a hit man for later, but I was too spiritual. You sure, God, I can't put that contract out on her ass? No, you can't. That wouldn't be practicing the course. Okay, all right. Because sometimes I forget that I'm not a victim. And it looks just like somebody's doing something to me. Just like it. I mean, just like it. Like I'm so nice, and you know what I'm saying, and they just messing with me. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm like looking in the mirror going, you look angry. You know, it's me looking angry. You know, I walk in the room, I'm not smiling. Then it's hard to see other people smiling. Then I walk in the room and I'm smiling. See other people smiling. So it's my mirror. I'm giving what I want to receive this year. I'm giving what I want to receive this year. I'm not waiting for anybody to give me a doggone thing this year. I'm giving what I want to receive this year. I'm not waiting for anything this year. And I'm not holding anybody else responsible for my joy. Period. If I even catch myself doing it, I hope they don't do what I say. I don't want you to do what I say against your will. I don't want you to sacrifice for me. I don't want anybody to sacrifice for me. Period. So I got to be willing to deal with that. Because for a while I'll still be tempted to sacrifice. Because I'm just that way. So I have to learn how to say, no, 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 no. And I don't like to say no. No isn't a word that feels comfortable to me. I'd rather try to accommodate everyone. But I'm learning as more people, especially in terms of wanting me to do different things and wanting me to speak and wanting me to, it's like, whoa, I'm having to say yay or no, and I want to go yes, 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 yes. It's like no. And you have to learn how to say no to be free. Whoa, it's not easy, is it? Especially if it's somebody you want to say yes to and you know you ought to be saying no to. You ever met one of those people? You know you should say no, but you just can't say no. You just say yes anyway. Okay. So now, are you getting depressed? Everybody doing okay? Are y'all all right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You see the world that you made, but you don't see yourself as the image maker. Right? You cannot be saved from the world, but you can escape the cause of the world. This is what salvation means. So when the Course says you're going to be saved, it's saying that you are going to be released from the things that's called the thing that is causing your pain or your fear or your grievance. So salvation is you being free from the thing that's causing your unhappiness. That's your salvation. And then it says that this is what salvation means. For where is the world you see when the cause of it is gone? Vision already holds a replacement for everything you think you see now. There's a replacement for everything you think you see now that's making you unhappy. There's a replacement for your lack with abundance. There's a replacement for your loneliness with right relationship. There's a replacement for your sense of separation from God with your sense of connection with Source. Think about that for a minute. Everything that's causing you any kind of fear or attack, there's a replacement for it. And the Course says loveliness can light your images, and loveliness can so transform them that you will love your images, even though your images were made of hate at first. Why? Because you won't be making the images alone. When you're no longer making the images by yourself in your own ego and you join with the truth, loveliness will start to light the images that you see. Like I still see images called people, but now there's loveliness coming through the people in my life, where at one time it looked like it was hell coming through some of the people in my life. I am watching loveliness transform my images. Because we're going to make images, but wouldn't you love to have an image that was lovely? Okay. Then it says, why? Because you won't be making them alone. So the idea for today, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts, introduces the thought, come on in, introduce the thought that you are not trapped in the world you see, because its cause can be changed. I'm introducing a new thought. Come on in. I'm the thought called you are not trapped. And you're not trapped in the world you see, because you can give up the cause. I'm going to bring a new thought. Okay, and then it goes on to say, this change requires first, here you go, that the cause be identified. Now, who is the cause? Me. So we know where's my pain and upset coming from? Me. So we've identified the cause, and then it says, and then let the cause go. So let the thoughts in your mind that's causing the pain go, right? So that thought that's causing you pain can be replaced. First, I'm the one that's choosing what I think. I'm going to let go of the thought that Earl doesn't deserve to be happy, so that thought can be replaced. In other words, I'd rather be happy than be right, so I'll let go of the thoughts I have that are limiting me, so that I can have those thoughts replaced with the thoughts that create an unlimited reality for me. Woo! The first two steps, what's the first two steps? Identifying the cause and letting it go. Identifying the cause and letting it go. The third step, the final step, does not require your cooperation. If you identify the cause and let it go, the universe will replace it with the thought that's lovely. Spirit will replace it with the thought that's joyful. Okay, so I've been thinking that I'm not good enough, that I don't deserve to be loved. I feel guilty about my past. I'm going to let that thought go. And if I let that thought go, what does that mean? It means I'm no longer going to invest in it. I'm no longer going to invest in it. I'm no longer going to focus my attention thinking about it all day long. It's not going to be the conversation in my mind all day long. Then, he says, if you'll do that, then it will be replaced. He says, your images have already been replaced. By taking the first two steps, you will see that this is so deep. It's saying that which loves you, the creator, the source, the universe, love has already got tons of loving images, loving experiences, abundant experiences, truth experiences that are just already waiting for us. But it's very important that we go through these 3 steps so that we can see it and experience it. So when you leave out today, say, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Am I willing to let go of what I learned from the world since it's not bringing me joy so that I can let it go so it can be replaced? Let go of the relationship that's causing you pain. Then the relationship that you can use for joy will be given to you. You don't want it to show up before you're ready. You don't want it to show up before you're ready. How do you know you're not ready? It hasn't showed up yet. But it's been 10 years. I know, you need to get on it. Sometimes people think just having a large space between relationships means that they're ready for a new one. All that means is, if you haven't been working on yourself in the meanwhile, all that means is you've probably forgotten what you did to create the one that didn't work the first time. And so now you think you're ready again because you know what? It didn't have anything to do with you anyway. It was them. So why aren't you ready for the next one? So I'm not going to really work on me because it really wasn't me. I was the perfect partner. I just happened to have 10 people in a row that wasn't right. So if you just had a relationship end, or, like, don't jump into another one before you, like, ask the universe, what was it in me that created that, and how can I look at that different, and what do I need to see different about that so that I will go into something new with a different mindset? Don't think that time heals if you haven't changed your mind, and hiking won't do it. And being out among nature will not do it. Because you can be out among nature still thinking stupidly. Because if you don't give yourself some new thoughts, you're not going to get a new experience. I'm not saying don't take time out in nature. Nature's cool. I love my nature. But if I'm not changing my mind, I ain't changing nothing. Just because I walked along in the mountain don't mean I'm smarter now. If I didn't give myself some new thoughts while I was walking in the mountains.
That's right.
That's what I'm telling you. So I tell you, so what's your spiritual path? Well, I kind of like nature. That's great. But how are you changing anything about your thinking? It's beautiful weather in the mountains today, and I still hate my mom. Because I haven't changed my mind. You have to change your mind and walk in nature. Change your mind and take a hike. Sometimes people try to help you out. They just say, go take a hike. And then we get offended. We don't know their spiritual guidance. Be thankful for those people. All right? We headed in the home stretch now. You doing good? You still with me?
Yes.
All right. I started about 5 minutes late. We're over 5 minutes over. You have to leave, I understand. Besides using the thought throughout the day as the need arises, what's the thought? I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. You could also say, I can escape from the world I see by giving up thoughts of attack. I can escape from the world I see by giving up thoughts of fear. I can escape from the world I see by giving up thoughts of lack. I can escape from the world I see by giving up thoughts of, in other words, whatever the thing you're telling yourself that's making you feel unhappy, say, I can escape from the world I see by giving up the thought of. I can escape from the world I see by giving up the thought of. I can escape, I can escape, I can escape, I can escape, I can escape. I love the term. I like the way A Course in Miracles puts it. I can escape.
I know.
And that goes, I can escape from this dude I see. I can escape from this job I see. Or you could say, I can escape from the world I feel, from the person I feel, from the thing I feel. You can also apply it to feelings by giving up feelings of attack, thoughts of attack. So he says, throughout the day, Use it as the need arises. 5 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. As you look about you, repeat the idea to yourself slowly first, and then close your eyes and devote a minute. A minute? This is outrageous. I don't have a minute. I'm busy. I used to, like, the Course in Miracles workbook lesson say a minute. And I used to say stuff like, I didn't have time to do my workbook lesson. If you that friggin' busy, you got issues. If you don't have a minute in 24 hours, there's something wrong. Seriously. So I say it again. As you look about you. Now, those didn't say around you.
That's outrageous.
I love how it says, as you look about you, because you know it's always about you. I love the sense of humor of the Course. As you look about you. Because it is what? About you. It says, repeat the idea what? Slowly. I can escape
The world I
from the
see.
world I see by giving up attack thoughts. And so you might want to go thoughts of attack. Right? That's okay. Y'all can all yawn. That's all right. The Course says that's normal. You know, sometimes when you start to talk the truth to people, you just make them pass out. They'll respond to you the same way they respond to the Course. And it is a part of us that wants to go to sleep when it hears the truth. It is. And so when I first started practicing the truth and I was talking to people, I started talking and they'd go to sleep. I'd be like talking and
Don't take it personal.
Then I said, you know, my next door neighbor found her husband and baby with another woman. What? So it just depends on the subject matter, how alert we are. Right? So the Course says, search your mind. Search your mind. Give yourself visuals. Search your mind for as many thoughts of attack as occur to you. I love it. Like the Course is acting like we actually have to search for negative thoughts. Isn't that hilarious? Now I want you to search your mind to see if you can find some thoughts of attack. That's the first part of the lesson. I found out I was always doing part 1 of the Course in Miracles lessons all the time. Because he was always saying, look into your mind for what's upsetting you. And it's like, well, I'm doing it all day. So you already have done part 1, probably most of the last 24 hours. If you were thinking about something in your life that you wish were different in order for you to be happy, you've done part 1. You search your mind for the many attack thoughts on yourself as occur to you. And there's each thought, ego thought, fearful thought, angry thought, jealous thought, lack thought, crosses your mind. He says, say, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about this thought, my job. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about my childhood. I can escape from the world I see by giving up, you see what I'm saying? Every time you have what you would call a negative, fearful thought, you would say, I can escape from this by giving up this attack thought. So what do? He says you hold each thought of attack in your mind as you say it. See, this is a positive use for what we would call negative thoughts, actually. It's like, okay, I'm just doing part 1 all day. So now I'm going to say, as I hold this thought in my mind, I can give up the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about it. Now, in the practice periods, include both your thoughts of attacking and your thoughts of being attacked. This is a very important point that I want to share with you right now. This is a biggie. Have you ever wondered why bad things seem to happen to good people? Like why is it the nice little lady down the street that wouldn't hurt nobody, why did she get mugged? I'm a nice person. Why people? Okay, this is it. You ready to hear it?
Yeah.
All right. In the practice periods, be sure to include both your thoughts of attacking and of being attacked. Their effects are exactly the same because thoughts of attacking someone and thoughts of being attacked are exactly the same. So what does that mean? If I'm a person, see, most people will say, I'm not walking around today with the attitude that I want to hurt anybody. I don't get up in the morning saying I want to attack or hurt or attack anybody, right? Mm-hmm. Most of you would say that. I bet if I ask most of you, you say, no, I don't really want to hurt anybody. I really don't want to attack anybody, right? Right. But do you have any fears of being hurt? Do you have any fears of being attacked? Do you think you could be attacked? Mm-hmm. That's exactly the same thing, because they are both thoughts of attack. Mm-hmm. And then that explained to me why, even though I think I'm such a good person, why it looks like things happen to me that I don't like. Because I'm a good person thinking, well, this person might hurt me, or I could be hurt in this situation, or I could be attacked in this situation, or I could get in a relationship that hurts me, or I could get in a job. See what I'm saying? I'm full of thoughts of attack, but I don't think I have them because I don't think it's a thought of being a perpetrator. But it's telling us that no, you are just as much feeding the idea of attack if you are in a defensive posture to your life as if you were one where you were perpetrating attack. And that explained to me why things happen to people who think they're so nice. Because they're walking around believing they can be hurt all day. And then they're attracted. So the thought of attacking and the thought of being attacked are exactly the same. He says, you don't recognize this, you don't recognize this, you don't recognize this, you don't, did I say, you don't recognize this? Mm-hmm. Then it says, you are asked at this time only to treat all your attack thoughts as the same in today's practice periods. We are still at the stage of identifying the cause, which is my own thoughts, myself. And when you finally learn that thoughts of attack and thoughts of being attacked aren't different, when you finally get that you're walking around all day believing that somebody or something wants to hurt you, it's not any different than walking around all day wanting to hurt people, then at that point, you will truly be ready to let the cause go. But not until you understand you're not off the hook just because you see yourself as a nice person that's always afraid of everybody else and what everybody else is going to do to you. Because the truth is, you're not that important to most people. They're not walking around all day thinking about you and what's going on with you and wanting to hurt you. You really probably, all of your unhappiness with people could probably be limited to less than 10 people. If you really think about it, you being miserable is probably limited to a very small number of people, maybe one or two, maybe the person you're with the most, which means 99% or more of the rest of the world is not trying to do anything to you right now. You have no enemies, really. It's all made up in your mind. You defend yourself, you walk through life with a defensive posture, and then you draw the people to you that witness to your defensive posture. And then you think the whole world is like that. You're looking for somebody to hurt you, they'll show up. You're looking for the no good man, he'll be there. You're looking for the woman that never satisfies you because you don't believe women can ever be good for you, they'll show up because you're ordering them through your hallucination about them and the things you're telling yourself about them. Mm-hmm. So if you want a different reality, you've got to give yourself a different set of thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Acknowledge yourself for hearing this. So, we're going to do the financial expression of appreciation right now. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a full-time teacher of the Course in Miracles. I don't charge for the classes because I want people to be able to come regardless of their financial situation, but I still want money. So thank you so I can take care of my bills and everything I have to do in the world and pour money back into my ministry. So I am not pretending that I don't want to receive for what I do any more than you don't want to receive for what you do. But it's okay if you know. That's just being straight up. Okay? Also, those of you on the internet, all right, appreciate all the support I've been getting. If you want to make a financial expression of appreciation, go to my website, earlpurdy.com. earlpurdy.com. Also, would you take this for me, $90? Those of you who would like some one-on-one sessions with me, so that I can take everything I've learned in the last 40 years and bring it to that session, as well as my knowledge of astrology and numerology. If you're open to it, I'm available for clarity sessions. And if you go to my website, earlpurdy.com, it explains exactly what they entail. And online, I also do Skype sessions and phone sessions. So there are no original problems. 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 Your problem is already solved, but you don't know it. Okay? And my sessions are less, much less, 10 times less than a Super Bowl ticket. And anything else that most people are willing to pay for. Really. Really, I'm just being straight up. You know, it's just all about what you value. People always have money for what they really want to do. They do. I've seen it. I've seen people, I've done it. I've absolutely thought I didn't have a dime and something came up that I really wanted to do and I created the money to do it. So I don't really buy it most of the time when people say they don't have money. I really don't. Because I know us. We always do for what we really want to do. Always. Always. And that doesn't mean that I wouldn't be willing to help you anyway. Just being honest. That's all. It's just the way I want to be. Because this is my new year. I'm going to love you regardless. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to try to see through my bullshit this year and all holy bullshit around me. Okay? I'm going to love everybody through theirs.
Okay.
All right. Those of you who are bothered by what you see as profanity, get over it. All right? I'm not here to act out your role, your idea of what I should be like as a teacher. You know? You'll never meet the people who accept you for who you are until you start being who you are. I want to run the people away who won't accept me for who I am.
Yeah.
I really do. How's that going to happen? I got to be spontaneous and real in the moment. Be who I am. And I'm going to see who hangs and I'm going to see who doesn't this year. I'm going to be loving. I'm going to be more loving. That's a surefire way to run 90% of people. Just be loving. You're right. People don't think they deserve it. They out of here. They can't take it. They need some abuse. I need nobody to remind you that they're wonderful. I'm going to remind you you're a friggin' butterfly. That's who you are. All right?
All right.
Take a breath. We're going to take a couple of minutes. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up horse ton. I can escape from the world I see by giving up. Now this might be difficult, but I'm gonna challenge y'all. I'm gonna challenge y'all. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. See if you can do this. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up fear thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up fear thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up guilt thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up guilt thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up lack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up lack thoughts. Now I have a contact list up here behind me. I'll send out some links to my class. If I have your email, I will let you know when I'm in town. I will let you know when I'm not around. I will keep you up on it. Come on, get rid of all that bullshit. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. One more time, let's hit it, y'all. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. class upstairs in the library, The Way of Mastery. You can drop in. It's an awesome class. I want you to know that I want you to be completely in your butterflyness. It's time, isn't it?
Yes.
So may the course be with you. I love you. Hoods are available. The contact list is up front. And all week long, when you feel angry, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Woo! I can escape from the world I see by giving up. See what I'm saying? When you put that juice in it, y'all see the difference? Now you can imagine if you would go, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Ooh! I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Woo! We're gonna scare a bunch of people to death because we're daring to have fun right now. I say I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Woo! I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world I see by giving